Yeah. What's good? This is your boy Tone DeShields II. You guys are locked in on your dose of chalk it up. Where no matter if we win or we lose, we just got to charge it to the game. Y'all know the vibes. Y'all know the energy. Y'all know where my body be. You feel me? I appreciate the love and the support, man. You guys are truly my family. My family, my friends, my compadres, my familia. You feel me? Make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. I don't take it for granted not one bit. I love being here with you guys. I love kicking it. I love talking football. I love talking sports. Love talking pop culture, movies, TV, anime, video games, comics. I love it all. I love it all. And I want you guys to be a part of this journey with me. So make sure you guys get comfortable, kick your feet up. Make sure you got your dinner in front of you. Make sure the kids are tucked away. Make sure the homework is done. Your backpack better be set up, because if you make me late in the morning, I'm going to kick your ass. That's what my mom used to say to me. My mom used to be like, listen, I wish the hell you would make me late in the morning. Make me late. I dare you. I double dare you. Make me late. My Aunt Tanya, shout out to her, owns a couple daycare centers. She used to be like, make my day. Please make my day. I wish you would. Oh, man. But let's get into it, y'all. You guys are fantastic. I know why you guys are here. Eagles, Patriots, joint practice, joint training camp. Man, past 2 days have been really fun. I intended to go live yesterday. I intended to do a live stream with you yesterday, but I don't know, man. Got home from my day job and I was like, I gotta just do me. Gotta take care of me. Gotta just take a day to just relax. Because I knew we was gonna have 2 days to talk about. So I figured, you know what? Let me just wait and let this wave pass. And then we'll talk about both days. And we'll do a compare and contrast. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna talk a little about what happened on day one. We're gonna talk a little bit about what happened on day two. And make sure you guys kick your feet up, relax, and enjoy the show. All right. So let's start with the obvious. The Eagles injury report is something we've all been paying close attention to, right? You know, there's a bevy of names that we've all, that's on the list, but the main name that we're all watching, the only name we care about when it comes to the injury report is Makai. Makai Lemon, you're giving us a hard way to go, but all jokes aside, man, I'm frankly not worried about Makai Lemon, right? I think the Eagles have handled his situation as good as you can handle it, right? You know, when I think about the New Orleans Saints, right? The New Orleans Saints drafted a wide receiver in Jordan Tyson in the first round. 6'2", 203, talented dude, right? Went to Arizona State. He got a hamstring injury. Now, granted, I don't know how long he's been dealing with it. I don't know if it's been nagging. I don't know if it's something they noticed and he's been battling through it. I'm not sure. But all I know is he suffered a hamstring injury to the point where he may miss the first 2 months of the season or the next 2 months. You may not see him until November, maybe the end of October. May not see him until about week 7, week 8. Jordan Tyson. And I think Jordan Tyson is actually going to be a pretty good player, but would you rather be Jordan Tyson or Makai Lemon? Would you rather be the Saints or the Philadelphia Eagles? I think the Philadelphia Eagles have been very, very careful with Makai and Lemon's hamstring. Same thing with Devontae Smith, right? They've been very, very careful, and we're seeing progress from both of those guys, right? Devontae Smith elevated to limited. Makai Lemon also elevated to limited. Had the pads on, the helmet, doing the warm ups, individual drills. Did not participate in team drills yet, but you're seeing him run routes. You're seeing him going through all the motions, and you're seeing him still hanging around. You're seeing him staying past the end of practice to catch some footballs. Him and Eli Stowers did that today in particular, right? So, I'm not stressing. I'm not stressing over Makai Lemon. He's trending in the right direction. The Eagles are handling him perfectly. And at this rate, we're definitely going to see him week 1. And if we're lucky, if we're fortunate enough, we may see him get a couple reps or maybe a couple series in one of these preseason games. You never know. You never know. But because he's such a big part of this offense, maybe they shelf him until week 1. But he's a rookie. You want to get him on the field. You want to get him acclimated. Wouldn't it behoove you to get him on the field for a series or two at the very least? I'm not talking about the other guys. I'm talking about Makai Lemon. And, the only receivers we haven't seen in the preseason game, granted, there's only been one so far. We have 2 left. Patriots this Saturday, and I believe the Browns the following week, if I'm not mistaken. But regardless, the only receivers that did not play in the preseason were Devontae Smith and Dontavion Wicks. And Dontavion Wicks, that brother, I think Dontavion Wicks is going to be really good in this offense. And here's the thing, right? We know Dontavion Wicks as we know him, right? And, as a Packer. But you got to take into account that he's been working on his game too. He sees this as a big opportunity for himself to make some big money. Eagles traded for him, gave him a 1-year extension. He sees this opportunity as a real chance to get some big money, and for him to just be looking as clean as he's looked. It's been remarkable. And like, I'm not just talking like just catching everything that comes his way. That's great too. Obviously, you want that, right? But the way he moves, his body control, the confidence he has at the line of scrimmage, the confidence he has in his own ability, the catch radius, the first step off the line of scrimmage. I mean, what Dontavion Wicks has been able to do in this short amount of time has been really, really fun to watch. And I think Dontavion Wicks has definitely separated himself as the official wide receiver too. I think he's definitely done that. So yeah. I'm really happy. I'm really happy about what Dontavion Wicks has showed. Obviously the other receivers, they've been steady. Elijah Moore didn't practice today. He practiced on day 1 of the Patriots training camp or Patriots joint practice. Darius Cooper took over for those reps, and Darius Cooper did what Darius Cooper does: clean football, running clean routes, catching the football. It's interesting because these past 2 days have been very, I guess you'll say, hot and cold for the offense, right? And I don't mean hot and cold in the sense of what we saw last year. Not necessarily that. It's kind of been more so along the lines of you're seeing an offense truly maturing in front of your eyes, and you see the offense going through the growing pains of installing a new identity, especially at the quarterback position. You see Jalen Hurts actually leaning in to what this offense is asking of him. We've seen an entirely different Jalen Hurts this training camp and compared to others. Even in training camp in the past, Jalen Hurts was risk adverse. He barely threw interceptions, if at all. And obviously, you don't want your quarterback throwing interceptions. That's not what you want. But in practice, in training camp, I want you trying things. I want you experimenting. I want you trying to, I want you stretching your ability to its limit, right? I want you to really utilize that arm talent. Find out what you can do in this offense, right? Utilizing the timing, the rhythm, and so on and so forth. The chemistry, like really lean in, really try install trust in your guys. You feel what I'm saying? Like install real trust in your guys. And you only do that by letting the ball go. And I felt like in a few years past, Jalen Hurts has always been reluctant to just let the ball go. I'm seeing less of that reluctance and more of that willingness to just throw the football, live the fight, like just learn, growing pains, lean into it. I mean, look, Jalen Hurts has 11 total interceptions on training camp. 11. He threw 3 on day 1 of joint practice against the Patriots. And he threw 2 more today. Right? And honestly, I could care less. I honestly could care less. Because, like I said, I want to see Jalen Hurts really tapping into that arm talent. I want Jalen Hurts taking a few more risks with the football. I want Jalen Hurts to speed up that clock in his head. And what this offense requires is that at the end of the day, you got to let that ball go. This is a rhythm-based, timing-based offense. You have to let that rock go. And what I've been seeing from him also is him really controlling defenders with his eyes, looking off guys, holding guys right where he needs them to be until he's ready to throw the ball in a whole nother direction, right? I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, I think the bulk of Jalen Hurts' production this training camp, the bulk of his touchdown passes has come from the middle of the field. He's truly leaning into what the middle of the field has to offer. He's also, and funny enough, the bulk of Jalen Hurts' interceptions throughout training camp, this current training camp, has mainly been outside the numbers or outside the hash marks. So, and we're seeing Jalen Hurts really thread the needle. Today, Jalen Hurts, like I said, the interceptions, right? Hurts threw a short pass to Hollywood Brown over the middle that was tipped and ultimately picked off. And then he threw another interception to the left sideline where the defender got in front of his target and was able to get the interception for a toe tapping INT. Hurts threw a touchdown to Dallas Goedert over the middle in the end zone. He threw another touchdown over the middle to Dontavion Wicks. And then he hit Dontavion Wicks again for a first down later on. And Jalen Hurts should have had another touchdown throw to Tank Bigsby, but he didn't get enough air on the ball to float it over the pass defender. And the defender ended up batting it for incompletion. It says here the offense did go through some uneven stretches where they struggled, but Jalen Hurts finished practice strong during the red zone scrimmage, setting when everyone was focused on the same field. So what happened was at the end of practice, right? They had some situational football, going, right? And throughout the joint practices, you see a bunch of different position groups and coaches and players on different football fields. For this session, the last session, everybody was on the same football field. All eyes were on this singular football field. And what you saw Jalen Hurts move the offense into a goal-to-go situation from the 4-yard line with the completion to Dontavion Wicks along the left sideline. On the next rep, he rolled right and found Hollywood Brown in the back of the end zone. But Hollywood Brown wasn't able to keep both his feet in, so it was incomplete. Then he responded. Next play with a tight window connection to Hollywood Brown, gave him another shot. Jalen Hurts and Hollywood Brown were able to beat Kendall Vildor for a touchdown. And then the Eagles went for a 2-point conversion on the next rep, and Hurts once again rolled right to float a ball to the back left of the end zone to Darius Cooper for a successful 2-point conversion attempt. So we've been seeing Jalen Hurts really tap into these arm angles, tap into utilizing the entire football field, not just the boundary, right? He's been tapped into the middle of the field. He's gotten a lot of touchdowns from the middle back of the end zone too. He's done a lot of that. And overall, even through the interceptions, everything I've read, people have actually been really pleased with what they've seen from Jalen Hurts. They're seeing a quarterback truly evolving in front of their eyes. Right in front of their eyes. So I'm really happy for Jalen Hurts. I'm happy for these past 2 days. These past 2 days have been a lot of great work. A lot of great work for all these guys involved. And, Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown, at least at face value, appear to bury the hatchet, maybe. Who knows, right? It's always been this conjecture and rumor and story around A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts' relationship, right? And many people at this point don't believe there's a relationship at all. But today, you saw A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts acknowledge each other. As a matter of fact, they did more than acknowledge each other. They embraced, dapped it up, was talking for a while, AJ was talking to other guys on the team, dapped up Jake Elliott. AJ was all smiles today. All they kept saying, it's all love. It's always love. I always got love for Philly. Here's Jalen Hurts. I always got love. I got a lot of love for AJ. Everybody say I got a. Listen, I'm gonna tell you this right now. I'm from the hood, y'all. I'm from 23rd and Diamond, 23rd and Dolphin, Raymond Rosen Projects in Philadelphia. If you know, you know. Johnson Homes right there. If you know, you know. Remember the old Bloomberg? Yeah. That's around the way too, but I digress. I'm from the hood, y'all. It ain't always a positive thing when somebody say, I got love for him. I got love for him. Think about that. How many times you said I got love for him, but it ain't animus. It ain't beef, but I got love for him. That's about it. I listen. It's bad when somebody say, listen, I don't wish bad on nobody, but if you know, you know. If you know, you know. Yeah, y'all, I know y'all got some people in your life. You heard them say that. Listen, I don't wish bad on nobody, but hey, I got love for them. Hey, Philly is always home. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it looked good. It looked good. Maybe I'm being a pessimist right now. Maybe I'm having too much fun with this. But, it looked good for the cameras. It looked good. I'll say that much, respect. But at the end of the day, if we want to call a spade, we're not going to forget how this thing went down. I respect AJ. I got love for AJ. I got a lot of love for AJ. Hey, 1K. You did amazing things for this city, big dog. A lot of amazing things. It's bad when somebody say, no love lost. I respect AJ Brown. I really do respect the game, respect his dedication to the craft. Right? I think AJ Brown truly loves winning football games. I know he loves dominating the opponent, but I think AJ sometimes gets a little bit of a bad rap for not wanting to win either. All he's saying is winning is not the only thing I care about. I think that's what he's trying to say, but that's me being optimistic, right? But at the end of the day, we're not going to forget how you left, and we still hold that grudge. Some people say, move on. He left. It's done. Finito. You're right. It is over. Put it in the trash. But you got your numbers here. You broke records here. You got your all pros here. You got your Super Bowl championship here, the Pro Bowls here. You got it all here. And it still wasn't enough. It still wasn't enough. So, do you, dog? Do you? No love lost. I got a lot of love for you. I don't wish bad on the brother. Hey, 2-5. Let bygones be bygones. I hope you get everything that you were looking for, Mr. Brown. I really, really do. Nonetheless, A.J. Brown had a phenomenal 2 days. Today, they got with him a little bit more. But overall, the Eagles secondary, they struggled. They struggled against the Patriots receivers. I mean, Romeo Dobbs, who else? What's my man? Butte. AJ, I mean, AJ got a lot of work. He got a lot of work these past 2 days, and he was eating. He was giving Quinyon some trouble these over the past couple of days. You know, Quinyon would get him on in moments, and Woolen struggled on day 1. Day 2 came alive. Woolen had a pick 6 on Drake May, basically jumping AJ Brown's route, took it to the house, pick 6, and then Woolen was sticky in coverage on AJ Brown, forced the incompletion. The ball pops up. What does Jix Hunt do? He dives. One hand INT, scoop it. I got the baby. Don't worry, I got the baby. Jix Hunt is on his way. Jix Hunt is on his way. I'm telling you right now, Jix Hunt, I got a hot take. Did y'all just see that? If you're listening, I'm sorry, but if you're watching, did you just see that? I have a dog right here next to me. He's begging for my attention. And I'm divided. I'm divided, big bro. I'm working. But Jix Hunt, I'm telling you, I think Jix Hunt, if he leads this team in sacks and interceptions again, oh man, I'm telling you, Jix Hunt is going to make it real difficult for the Eagles to let him walk because they spending a lot of money on that defense right now. They paid JD. They just gave JC his bag, right? You're going to have to pay Quinyon and Coop. I don't know if the Eagles are going to be able to keep Jix Hunt. I'm scared about that, actually. I'm genuinely nervous about Jix Hunt's future. Not because I don't think he's going to be a good player. I think Jix Hunt is going to be a phenomenal player. I think he's already a good player. He's not great yet, though. I think he's a good player. I think Jix Hunt can help any defense in this league. That's how good I think he is. And the Eagles have time to figure it out. They got this season and they got next season. But next season is his contract year. And Jix Hunt, the way he's playing, and if he hits free agency, a team is going to spend some money just to gamble on the upside. So there's a real chance. Jix Hunt prices himself out of Philadelphia. I know you guys hate foreshadowing, but I don't know. Sometimes my brain, sometimes the way my synapses be firing, I like to be prepared for the worst and hope for the best. I think Jix Hunt is going to price himself out of Philadelphia. I really do. Now, Howie Roseman is a genius. He always finds a way. But you're paying JD 25 plus million a year. You're paying JC 30 plus million a year. As a matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, let me make sure I got this right. Jalen Carter, I think Jalen Carter is making what? 38 million, 35 million? He's making 38 million a year. So you're giving JD north of 25, 26 million a year. You're giving JC 38 million a year. We know the Quinyon contract is going to command about 35, 36, 37 a year. The Cooper DeJean contract going to command 25 plus million a year. Jix Hunt. And y'all know these edge rushers, they making money. They make more than the DTs. The D tackle contracts finally caught up to the edge rusher contracts, but not quite, right? Jix Hunt is proving that, yo, I know no one's here, but I'm the guy. I have no idea how this is going to play out, but I'm so excited to really be a part of and just witness Jix Hunt's arc in this league. When we drafted him and I did my research, I was like, oh, I see what they're doing. I see what they're doing. They drafted a safety turned edge rusher who completely transformed his body. Nobody knew who this guy was. This dude went to Cornell and then transferred to Houston Christian. Who coming out of there? Jix Hunt putting Houston Christian on the map. And I'm like, okay, I like the measurables. I like Jix Hunt's measurables, right? I like the athleticism that he brings. I like the fact that he has real coverage ability. Jix Hunt is 6'3", 252. And he can cover. Former safety. So he fits exactly. He's like the prototype to what Vic Fangio looks for from his edge rushers. He is the prototype. We'll see what his future is. We sure will see what his future is. What else can we get into? What else can we get into? Things got chippy today. There was a couple skirmishes today. Saquon Barkley got tackled to the ground by KJ Britt, and Lane Johnson wasn't feeling that. Lane Johnson had to have a conversation with him. There was another situation where Cooper DeJean had popped the Patriots running back, and then Nolan Smith came in for some extra contact, and the Patriots offensive lineman didn't appreciate that. So, look, Saquon Barkley was actually pretty candid about his position on the joint practices and what they mean, right? He flat out said, I mean, when you get good work, it's cool, but honestly, I don't like him. I hate him. He says there's too much of the, oh, you said this about me. Oh, I got to say this or do this back. Oh, the tough guy stuff. He said there's too much tough guy stuff going on. And I'm paraphrasing. And he even admitted that, hey, I know I'm part of the problem. I'm a troublemaker. I'm a fire starter. And Saquon Barkley is a pyro when it comes to, in the NFL sense. He is a pyro. Saquon Barkley, everything I hear, everything I see, he talks shit. Saquon Barkley be in practice saying, you wouldn't have got me. You missed me. Close, almost. Saquon be talking. You can see it, though. You be seeing the mic'd ups. You be hearing it. Saquon be popping fly, deservingly so. He like that. He's really like that. But, yeah, he was like, the joint practices, when you get good work, cool. But overall, too much jaw jacking, too much emotion, not enough focus on what we're here for. But again, he said he is part of the problem. For me, joint practices, I'm not against them, but I don't know. Part of me still feels like, how can I value a joint practice more than a football game, more than someone's performance in real action? I'm not. Maybe I'm playing hardball about this. maybe I'm playing hardball about this. Maybe y'all can convince me. I'm not trying to be difficult about this because my man Marcus Thomas, aka Coach Marcus from Pro Fan Talk and Pro Fan Hoops, make sure you guys go lock in and subscribe to those channels. He sees the value in them. If I'm understanding his position correctly, if I'm remembering his position correctly, he understands the value in them. And I see the value in them, but I just don't overvalue it in comparison to a real football game. That's all. Now, granted, I will say this. It allows you to manufacture situations way more efficiently than it does in the preseason, because in the preseason game, you're only afforded the opportunities you create for yourself. So I get why there's joint practices. I get it. Because teams, it's a controlled environment, probably less injuries, less real traditional football contact. Guys are kind of pulling their punches a bit. No one's trying to hurt anybody, I don't think. But yeah. Again, man, overall. Oh, and by the way, I forgot this too. Jix Hunt actually produced 2 turnovers today. He had the diving INT, the one-hand joint. Then when Ramondre Stevenson had the ball, he was running, and Jix Hunt got his hands in there and instantly forced a fumble, and he recovered the ball. The ball never touched the ground. He is a remarkable athlete, remarkable instincts. Zach Baun had a decent day. He had a really good PBU, trailing in a trailing position in tight coverage. When you see Zach Baun running some of these routes with these tight ends and receivers, whatever it is. I mean, Zach Baun's ability in coverage is, I think Zach Baun arguably may be top 5, top 3 coverage linebacker in the game. I'm willing to argue about that. Cooper DeJean struggled. Cooper DeJean has been struggling today. Demario Douglas has been cooking him. Now, granted, I'm not worried, right? I'm not worried in the long term. Quinyon, Coop, these guys are going to be A-okay. I'm not worried. But these past 2 days, Cooper DeJean, give me this damn toy. Cooper DeJean ain't been able to really keep up with Demario Douglas. Sometimes is there certain receivers that you just can't catch their rhythm. It kind of reminds me of the Adam Thielen game from his rookie year. Remember that one? Yeah. I remember that one. So I remember to the point where I was watching the Exciting Mike's podcast, and they was talking about welcome to the NFL moments, and Cooper DeJean said the Adam Thielen game. Adam Thielen. We saw it. Adam Thielen was giving him work. But again, this is only good. This is good for the long term. This is good for everything. You want to get good work. You want to always find the holes in your game, right? You want to know the type of players you struggle against. So, I'm really overall, I think the Eagles got good work. Again, Michael Carter II undercut a Patriots tight end's route to knock down a would-be touchdown in one-on-ones. Marcus Epps also looked good in one-on-ones. Who else? The Patriots could not run the ball on the Eagles. Flat out. For the past 2 days, the Patriots have not been able to run the ball on the Eagles at all. And that's really, really encouraging, especially when you think about it from the perspective of it's only practice, but you still can't run on them in practice? That's how you know. That's how you know things are going all right. Let's see here. All right. Overall, dude, I'm streaming right now, and you're playing with a squeaker toy. Like, it seemed like dogs have an instinct to annoy the hell out of you in the most inopportune moment. They be knowing what they be doing. but it's okay. Regardless, though, I think the Eagles had a very, very, very solid bounce back day. I think the offense is getting better. I think the offense is still going through their growing pains. Again, this is to be expected. Oh, y'all can't hear the toy? All right, bet. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, still. Thank you. I'm glad you listen. That toy, I can hear it. That's probably why it's bothering me. I can hear it. So that, and then also he plays with it all day. He plays with it all. He plays with the squeaker toy all day. Oh my God. All right. Where are we? We're about 36 minutes in. All right, let's keep this ball rolling here. Make sure you guys smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. I really do appreciate the love and support. You know what's so dope too? O-line and running backs. Justin Long, you called it. The Eagles O-line and the Eagles running backs. I think this running game is going to have a tremendous bounce back year. I love the depth. I love the position the starters are in. I think Saquon Barkley is fresh. Jalen Hurts looks fresh, has pop in his run, in his rush attempts. I think Tank Bigsby and Will Shipley are going to be better this year when they get the opportunities. This system is going to be a lot of play action, a lot of outside zone run concepts. This is a fun time because we don't really know what it's going to look like. We don't know exactly what it's going to look like, right? We don't know how it's going to manifest for the Eagles. We've seen variations of this with the Rams, Shanahan's offense, Matt LaFleur's. We've seen variations of it, but we haven't really seen a variation with this type of quarterback in this type of scheme. I'm so excited about it. I'm really excited about it, man. So, let me get to some of your comments. I want to know what you guys are talking about. Let me know what you guys are seeing. Bird Scout says, give Eagles running backs top 4, Tone. Listen, I think the Eagles have a top 5 running back room. Easily. Enigmatic says, more Tank Bigsby this season. Yo, facts. Every time Tank Bigsby touched the ball last season, I felt like he took it 10 yards minimum. Still 6 Shorty says, he's a good boy. He can have his toy. Man, this little bastard. Justin Long says, Tone, the O-line and run game look dominant. They do. Logan Motorsport says, go Birds, Tone. Good practice today. Everyone is sleeping on us. They are. They are. And I actually think that we're going to, you know what it is? Here's what I think, right? I think the Eagles offense is going to, I think they're going to win games, but they're going to get up to a little bit of a slow start. It's going to take a little bit. But I think once they get to week 3, week 4, they're going to be settled in. That's what I think. And then as you go against different opponents and you game plan and so on and so forth, I just think that, I think they're going to lean heavily on this run game early on to get them going. And it's a part of it. It all has to work in concert, right? You want to get the running game going in every football game you play. But I think they're going to lean really into their identity at their core so they can bring that passing game along and create healthy opportunities for them. Enigmatic says, don't forget, Saquon was raised by a boxer. Facts. Saquon with the shit to now. He with it. Benny Boom Bleeds Green says, this is why I keep saying that you don't have to draft from these big schools. You can find someone in those small schools, in those small no-name schools. I somewhat agree with you, right? I know what you're saying, right? Don't overlook clear talent just because the school they go to. So, Benny Boom, I'm with you on that. You should not ignore clear talent. If you know football, you should not ignore clear talent that's in front of you just because they go to a school you didn't hear of. So I'm with you on that, Benny Boom. But we got to put this in perspective. The core of this team they come from major schools. I mean, don't get it twisted. I know Zach Baun was a special teamer his first 4 years in the league, and then he became a superstar linebacker when he came with the Eagles. But don't get it twisted. Zach Baun went to Wisconsin. Zach Baun was a legit linebacker in college. He just dropped because he had a terrible 40-yard dash. Zach Baun went to Wisconsin, right? Cooper DeJean went to Iowa. That's a legit school with a legit defense. Smitty and Landon Dickerson, Alabama. And don't forget Landon Dickerson also went to Florida State. Hurts, Oklahoma, Alabama, the Georgia boys, Jahad Campbell, Andrew McCoubin with the Clemson, right? And then transferred to Texas, I think it was. No, he transferred to Texas for his last season, I think. Quinyon Mitchell went to Toledo. That's a MAC-10 school. So, all right, that don't count, right? But you get what I'm saying? Nolan Smith, Rick Woolen went to the University of Texas San Antonio. That's a obscure school too. You're right. Yeah, Rick Woolen went to because he's from Texas, and he went to University of Texas San Antonio. So I understand what you're saying, Benny Boom, but I think there's a balancing act. There's definitely a balancing act to that. I like this comment though. Thank you. Reginald Walker says Jalen Hurts cooked today. Despite the 2 INTs, other than that, he was pretty solid, which comes as no surprise to me. He played just exactly what he is, an MVP. Look, Jalen Hurts, in my humble opinion, I don't care about the INTs. I think Jalen Hurts has really, really been buying into this offense, and it's showing. Everyone's been talking about just his newfound exuberance, and I'm extremely excited about that. 215 Bleed Green says the Eagles are going to have to draft really well in the next 2 years. I think, yes, they will. But do we really have a doubt that they're going to draft the majority of players who are going to contribute, right? Like, I know some people are low on Eli Stowers right now and low on Makai Lemon, but the Markel Bell draft pick looks like a hit, right? The other guys haven't really popped just yet. They haven't, not just yet. As of right now, Markel Bell was looking like the diamond from the draft class. Cole Payton has been interesting to watch. Michael Morris is a Georgia Bulldog, a developmental guard. Obviously, Ora Bernard, a developmental defensive lineman, and Keyshawn James Newby, same thing. But I think Makai Lemon ultimately is going to be a good player. I think Eli Stowers ultimately is going to be a good player. But Markel Bell has been like the standout from his draft class. And I don't doubt the Eagles' ability to keep momentum with their drafting history. Marcus Messiah says, I've been predicting 15-plus sacks for Jix Hunt the last 2 months. Hey, let's get it. Let's get it. Bird Scout 26 says 80% of Hurts' INTs were receivers. He says 80% of Jalen Hurts' interceptions were footballs where receivers allowed the other defender to get their hands or was tipped. So yeah, I get what you're saying now. So like, for example, Quez Watkins got the ball intercepted from him last week or earlier this week, I think it was, and he just let Michael Carter II take it out of his hand, like didn't fight, like he just got out muscled, right? So yeah, we have seen those. We have seen the ball bounce off guys' hands, or the defender is able to get their hand in there. I would like to see Jalen Hurts put that ball a little further ahead of the receiver, just a little bit more. Sometimes they're just a tick late, or just a tick not far enough ahead, and it gives that DB that extra that extra centimeter or that extra inch of ability to knock the ball away. But it'll come. It's all about timing and rhythm. It's okay. Tiffany Simpson says you have to give these guys time to grow and stack days. Facts. I agree with you, Tiff. Dank Bird Gang, my guy. He says practice is all about trying things out and seeing what works. I couldn't agree with you 100%. I couldn't agree with you more. Green Wingman says, personally, this offense is going to be a roller coaster up to week 6. Hopefully the offense can get consistent because the defense can be top 5. Green Wingman, I'm more in line with what you're saying, right? Week 6 is probably more. Let's meet in the middle, right? I said week 4. You said week 6. So for the sake of argument, it's going to take about 4 to 6 weeks to see this offense really start to churn it together. And that doesn't mean they're going to be bad. That doesn't mean that. It just means that as the weeks progress, it's going to take about 4 to 6 weeks before we really see this thing open up. So, Green Wingman, you say 6 weeks. I say 4. Let's meet in the middle. 4 to 6 weeks is a reasonable benchmark, right? At that point, that puts us in October. And now we're getting closer to meaningful football. Kataya's mom says the receivers are not aggressive enough for the catches. You want to know who is, though? Darius Cooper, Dontavion Wicks. Like, they have strong hands. They fight for the football. You know? Elijah Moore has been showing that he's a deep threat. More of a deep threat than Hollywood Brown at that. Bird Scout says, true, quarterback fitment doesn't hardly ever miss. Dayton Bergang says, as long as the offense is the smoothest by playoff time. Fact. Because remember, keep in mind, that Eagles team, remember, do you guys remember the moment we saw that Eagles defense and we were like, oh, they're out of here. They're out of here. Like there was a moment. There was a moment where like we were watching this Eagles team in 2024, 2025, and we were like, oh, they're out of here right now. And remember, Jalen Hurts, he missed the last few weeks, came back for the wild card round against Green Bay. But that offense really opened up in the playoffs. I mean, dominance. Scored the most points in playoff history, the most points in the NFC in a conference championship game. There's never been a more potent offensive attack, a more dominant offense since that Eagles team, or as that Eagles team in the playoffs. The level of production, the level of dominance at the line of scrimmage, the amount of turnovers they forced, the legendary moments. That playoff run was magical. But again, I say, it's all about hitting your stride when you're supposed to hit your stride. You don't want to shoot your load too soon. She may look at you funny. You wanna hit your rhythm at the right time. Remember the Saints 2 years ago? Ooh, they came out hot, didn't they? Didn't they? And then they ran into the Eagles. And all of a sudden, things started to get a little funny money over there. Forced Derek Carr into retirement. Justin Long says, once Devontae and Makai comes back, this offense is going to be special with this O-line, run game, and scheme. We can have an expensive offense for sure. I wouldn't be shocked if we are a top 5 unit tone. It's funny. This offense right now is with the A.J. Brown trade, this offense has gotten cheaper. More so the receiver core has gotten cheaper. But you're right, man. Overall, when you package everything together, because remember, we've been seeing a lot of everything in pieces. We've seen 7-on-7s, the occasional 11-on-11s, the individual drills, the 1-on-1s, the 2-on-2s, right? We've seen puzzle pieces of this whole thing. I can't wait to see a full game of real football so I can really just dissect what I'm seeing and have some fun with it. I'm going to have fun this year. I can't wait. Mid fighter with the chat here says Jalen won't put the defense in a bad spot. That's one thing he did well when the offense wasn't cooking. Yes, right. I also felt like he was reluctant to really let go in this offense because, well, in the previous offense, because he probably didn't really trust what he was being told. But regardless, though, I think Jalen Hurts is going to pick his spots. That's the thing, right? I think Jalen Hurts, he's getting it all out of his system now. But when the season starts, I think Jalen Hurts is going to pick his spots and trust his guys. But he's going to pick his spots. You're not just going to see Jalen Hurts being reckless. You're not going to see that. We're never going to see Jalen Hurts being reckless, but we're going to see Jalen Hurts taking a few more chances. You're going to see him giving guys more shots. He's going to have more opportunities across the middle of the field, right? And guess what? Jalen Hurts, there's a chance Jalen Hurts does throw. What is it? There's a chance he does throw between 7 to 9 interceptions this year. It's a real chance that he may throw between 6 to 8 interceptions this year because of the nature of the offense and how much and the level of risk that you want to take in the middle of the football field and so on and so forth. Like, and you're giving guys more chances and you're trying to evolve your game. It's a real chance we see Jalen Hurts throw between 6 to 8 interceptions, maybe 7 to 9 interceptions, right? Obviously, his career high is 15 in 2023. But Jalen, and then in 2021, he threw 9 interceptions. That was his second season in the league, his first year as a starter. But when Jalen Hurts has been on, when he's been the trends say Jalen Hurts protects the football. 2024, only 5 interceptions. 2025, only 6 interceptions. And he threw the ball. He had almost 100 more attempts in 2025. Almost 100 more attempts. As a matter of fact, 2025 ranks 3rd in Jalen Hurts' years as far as attempts go. His highest attempt count was 2023, where he threw 538 times. 2022, 460 attempts. 2025, 454 attempts. 2021, 432 attempts. And the Super Bowl season in 2024, 361 attempts. For obvious reasons. Now, I also think Jalen Hurts throws for more interceptions. I actually think this would be the first season we see Jalen Hurts throw 30 interceptions. This would be the season he throws 30. In 2025, he threw 25. In 2023, he threw 23. In 2022, he threw 22. That's interesting. In 2024, he threw 18. In 2021, he threw 16, and so on and so forth. So I think this is the season Jalen Hurts cracks 30 passing touchdowns, and I think this is the season. Actually, I'm not even sure if he throws for over 4,000 yards this year. Not even because he can't do it, because I just think that they want to be balanced, but the explosives are going to be there with the play action. You never know. He may crack 4,000 yards just because of the explosives and the opportunities, and they cooking. But if Jalen Hurts throws for 3,800 yards this year, 32 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, I'm cool with that. Yeah, Stacey Jenkins, 30 TDs, 8 interceptions. I'm cool with that because I know what this offense is, and I know what Jalen Hurts is as well. So, yeah. Green Women says if he does, which we expect, it will most likely be because the wide receivers didn't catch it, because he has to commit to throwing in the middle. Yeah. Stizzy says 30 TDs, 8 interceptions. K, your bus says if he starts to throw too many interceptions, they will lean on the run game more. I think they're going to lean on the run game to start, period. Bag Brinson says, besides Devontae, we are lacking proven receivers. Lots of potential and optimism, but if Goddard is out, we need to be able to have alternatives to Devontae. Waiting to see what the newbies can do. And I think that's what this offense is predicated on, right? This offense is going to create opportunities for guys. They just got to make the opportunity. I think Dontavion Wicks is going to be good. Now, I don't think he's a number 1. Not yet. He hasn't proven that. And he really hasn't proven that he's a number 2. But watching him and how he moves, he looks the part. He looks the part. And Makai Lemon, I think Makai Lemon is going to be more exciting than we think. All right. That's pretty much what I have for today, you guys. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, man. I really do appreciate the love. I definitely don't take this for granted, man. We got over 100 people tuned in, and you guys really, really, really support the kid, man. So, that's all I have, man. Make sure you guys stay locked in. Eagles Patriots this Saturday, preseason matchup, man. Will Makai Lemon play? Will Makai Lemon play? Maybe not. But I'm really excited to see Willie Lampkin. I need Darius Cooper to give me a 80-yard game at least with 6 catches. I need Eli Stowers to score a touchdown to show that he can actually play, right? I want to see Jeremiah try to smack somebody. I want to see Ty Robinson put somebody in the dirt. I want to see Michael Carter II take one to the crib, pick 6 style. It's a lot of things I'm watching for. But more than ever, and as always, I'm watching for you. Smash that like button. I've been your humble host, Tone DeShields II. And you guys have been locked in on your dose of Chalk It Up, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got to charge it to the game.